Let's talk about these issues of consensus. Is the ADC thinking of, using consensus as a method for electing its presidential candidate?
Absolutely. I mean, we are left with two options: direct primaries and consensus. And for us, we are trying as much as possible to adopt consensus approach, because that is the least costly for us. Given the delegates, that's the indirect primaries, is no longer on the table. So we are left with those two options, consensus and direct primaries. And for us, the best case scenario is to be able to engineer consensus. And that's what we are working on.
And a whole lot of in the coalition is that we will, the first option will be to work out a consensus. If that doesn't, of course, emerge, then we go for direct president. I mean, I will support anybody who emerges.
Right. So either a consensus candidate, and that's the first option.
Yes, that's the first option as far as the party is concerned. We will aim at consensus. If we don't get it, then we go for elections.
Right. That sounds like something that will be terribly disputatious.
I don't expect we will get to that level, because we are dealing with really mature politicians and experienced politicians as well.
But you're also dealing with people with huge political ambitions.
Ambition, well, that's a different thing altogether. But we have all agreed that this is the way to save democracy in this country.
It was a money primary. What if this one becomes tolerant?
It will not be, because it's direct primary.
What if
it will never be? I can tell you, we are sure. We are sure, we are determined that it will never be. That we are a new set of people ready to sacrifice.
I am asking that if Atiku Abubakar becomes the presidential candidate here, what would happen?
Nobody will be through. Everybody will emerge through a transparent primary.
All right.
I assure you of that primary. We want to build a new Nigeria. That Nigeria is the Nigerian that will be built on transparent primaries and good election, because we're going to rebuild the country. We want to start doing things properly. Can't you see our country collapsing today? You know what it means that we moved from number 8 in terrorism list in the past 3 years to number 4, and you're still talking about transnational primary. We need to start fixing it. We need to fix our country. People are dying. Mothers can't go to hospital. Children can't go to hospital. Children out of school. Nobody is secure. Even you now, you can't travel to a village, and you're talking about transactional politics again. We want to keep transactional politics and make Nigeria work. We want to build a country where a child of nobody can be somebody without knowing anybody.
Right.
We want people to get jobs. Our children are all over the place looking for a job. They can't find food to eat.
So
and you're talking about
yes, wishing you well, sir. I'm hoping that you get a ticket. Thank you so much, sir.
After studying the judgment of the Supreme Court, I am telling you, ADC is dead.
Jubilant ADC members as the Supreme Court set aside the order of the Court of Appeal on status quo antebellum.
Anything contrary to what the Supreme Court had ruled will have set Nigeria's democracy back by many years.
The appeal that gave rise to today's judgment was predicated on 7 grounds of appeal. 6 of those grounds failed. The Supreme Court dismissed them. The only ground that succeeded is the ground that dealt with the issue of the consequential order to maintain status quo ante bellum.
With the verdict of the Supreme Court, all parties in dispute are expected to return to the Federal High Court for the hearing of the substantive suit filed by factional chairman Nafiu Bala of the African Democratic Congress.
When in the history of Nigeria have you seen the kind of defection? Governors that were duly elected on other political platforms, and all of them abandoning their parties and joining APC. Anytime a governor goes to visit him from another party, he returns and defects to APC. It's not like Tinubu and the APC government are performing. It's not that the economy has changed. Insecurity has become worse. People are dying like flies. And Tinubu doesn't care. All he wants is how he can maintain his grip on power. Nigerians are dying and he doesn't care. Everything is corruption. The legislative arm of government have become his puppets. He does whatever he wants. They are just there to rubber stamp whatever Tinubu says. He is borrowing recklessly and wasting the money. That's the same money they are using to go and buy rice with his face there, and he's sending his own son, who is not an elected official, and is suddenly becoming like he is the vice president. We don't even see Shetima, but we see Sheyi everywhere. After studying the judgment of the Supreme Court, I am telling you, ADC is dead. It's so sad that the 3 arms of government are now one. They are operating as one. Whatever Tinubu says, that is what the legislative arm will say. You go to the House of Rep, come to the Senate, same. They are all there to rubber stamp whatever Tinubu says. We don't want an emperor. We don't want somebody to sit down there like a pharaoh over the nation.